And hey, everybody at the bar. Hello. Can you give me a hello back, everybody at the bar? All right, thank you. So anyway, so I haven't been up here since basically we had that break in August, and of course we had our fun little part with Hillary, which was kind of a disappointment. Everybody was like, "Oh, it's gonna be so bad up here." Get here, I'm just like, "Oh, great! There's no bit of rain." Like everybody's like, "We're gonna have this wind," and of course, what happened? My puppies were in heaven. So what happened to me? My biggest destruction was them in the house, them going in and out of the house through the pet door, just tracking in mud, sand, and just going, "Hey, isn't this great?" So there was my destruction to my house. Was nothing outside, but they brought the hurricane inside. And I have basically 3 huskies, which is, I just recently I had 3, I just recently one died, but we didn't know about that. But let's not do a bummer song. But I had 3 huskies recently, and basically my wife really hated it because I just was telling the reason why I got 3 was I was watching TikTok, and I saw you can make yarn out of the damn thing. And she goes up and says, who wants a sweater made of husky yarn? I go, the person that you want to piss off at work that's allergic to dogs. Especially if you're going to do the ugly sweater contest. Hey, here's your ugly sweater. Yeah, now your face looks like the Christmas tree. Now everything else, you're blown up. Now you're an ornament. So another thing recently was, I had a nice little fun case of, so with the 3 dogs, unfortunately, we had a little bit of a sickness through the house. So, and I was basically, my wife she actually went to an Airbnb because it was almost like a body fluid heaven. I mean, it was just bad because I had salmonella. So there goes, I had salmonella, the dogs had Giardia. And so we basically was like vomit everywhere, crap, and I'm basically running to the toilet. And it's just, and of course by that time when I noticed I was hallucinating. And so it's just like, oh, great. Now I got, I'm like going through, I'm like, looking at the dog shooting diarrhea on the wee pad, and I'm going, great, there's a polyp there. What do I see in these images? There they are in the toilet, it's bad when all of a sudden you ever get splashback, like your crap is shooting out so fat back that you're just like, what the hell just happened there? It's like, it's supposed to just stay. It's like, I'm not even hitting the water, it's just bouncing off the toilet. So that was like a real nightmare around the house. So that was really, and because we have 3 huskies, it's interesting is that we did have a Roomba, but but right now it's on strike. It's just saying, hey, look, no, I am done sucking up this. I don't care what you do. I have to be nice to it now. I think it's got some AI intelligence because I first got to convince it, like I'll carry it to its charger station, feel underneath it, basically play with its mouth, go, my hands going in and out, getting all the dirt bombs on it. So I'm constantly feeling up, basically my Roomba just to make sure it'll go around and suck. And I'm just like, what? When did it come that I have to massage a robot vacuum cleaner? I just couldn't believe that. So that was one of our nice little fun things that's going around with us. And so just recently, we just recently went to see a Cirque du Soleil show at the thing. And the weirdest thing is, I'm there watching the performance, and I'm going down, and I'm like, all right, I missed, and I'm really bad because I'm an old school guy. I miss Ringling Brothers. So everybody's like, oh, look at this. I'm like, I remember seeing this, I remember seeing that. But I remember, like, in Manhattan, the big thing was the elephants. And the best thing is that they would go through the Midtown Tunnel. Now, watching elephants on a parade through New York City is not that bad, but the best thing is most of the time I was pissed-ass drunk. And I would usually almost get arrested yelling at the elephants, aren't you supposed to be fucking pink? Yelling out, why aren't you pink, guys? Officers would just be like, please just go home. And recently I almost got arrested, recently taking my dogs to the groomer. So it was kind of funny reason why is because I had 3, of course, you have 3 huskies, I put muzzles on them because they're just like no kids. This one's touching me, this one's wagging his tail in my face. One farts, the other one's claiming you're ruining his territory. So literally, I have 3 no kids. They're whining. So I'm basically going 80 on 62. I basically pass the police station. The cop comes over, pulls me over. I throw my wallet out. Then I go outside. I lean on the floor. I put my hands behind the head, and the cops are like, "What the hell are you doing?" I go, don't come any closer unless you want to be deaf. And the cop looks at me and goes, what do you mean? Comes out, I have the windows open, all of a sudden, the cop looks at me and says, looking at me going, you're on the floor. This is kind of strange. Are you just... And I go, look, I have 3 huskies. If I don't, you don't let me go, argue my ticket, and show you this, we're going to have to use Google Translate because none of us are going to be able to hear again. So he goes in there and says, really, is it that bad? Sticks his hand in there, goes up and says, go home. Just go. He's like, your punishment is listening to all 3 of those things argue constantly. So that was a real fun experience there. But you said next time you're driving them, just step outside, put your hands on the hood instead. You don't have to lay down on the floor. So anyway, right now I am Jewish. We are right now celebrating, one of my, the Jewish New Year that just happened, and it's a very simple holiday. 3 days of eating, of course, and because there's no temple here, I'm cracking up because I'm not used to watching temple on streaming it and everything, and I'm not used to I'm used to New York, very conservative, very hollow. I mean, you're just watching these people. One of the things about the service is almost like a Gallagher show. You're there with a splash shield because everybody's coughing and spitting and saying the words. And so I'm watching on TV, and I'm just like with my wife going, can you just hit me with the spoon, just flick some water on me or spray bottle? I don't feel, the temple experience. So, and this weekend is the Day of Forgiveness, which I always crack up because, everybody else, you have to give up 30 days of something. Me, 1 day of not eating, and that's it. And then I just got to figure out something I've been doing bad and just say, all right. So I just learned now the best, easiest way is to cancel out a porn, type of porn. So it's like, okay, I am not going to go, okay, no, I don't want to give up cosplay. I don't want to give up this. Okay, that one I'll give up, and I'll just skip that out. So, so that's my way of basically forgiveness. And it's like there's always a new category, so, it's interesting because, it's like, oh, well, we got a new category. It used to be in the what the fuck section, but now it's in, now we have our own little section. Yeah, just recently, me and my wife with the 3 huskies, I crack up because we have the bed and we're fooling around. They're just watching us. And this new one that we got is just, it's like, kind of make, like I said, I don't, there we are with a little bit of an audience, but this new one just, he's just there looking like, there he is putting his paw on my hand, like, I don't know if he's high-fiving me or something, going, hey, this is nice. But, it's like, wow. As long as he doesn't get too curious with the nose. I know sooner or later he's just going to go in there and it's going to go right up my ass and then be like, ah! That's just weird. It's just like, who the hell, where are you going to shove an ice cube? It's like, that wet nose. So, anyway. So now that we got fall coming, we got a whole bunch of fall events. So one thing I love about the thing in town that's going to be the big thing is the porta potty races or the outhouse races. So it's like, I wonder who came up with the idea of this. I mean, and it's been going around for years. It's like, all right, guys, we need something fun to run. I'm just like, but it's, like I read the rules and I'm just like, wow, who can I convince? I'm going to run up and down Freedom Plaza in a wet porta potty in an outhouse and say, yeah, do you want me to drag, or do I have to lie and say, I'm going to take you into a fancy gondola, we're just going to do a cruise downtown, and it'll be a fun experience and everybody will watch you. Like, how do you describe that? So that is one of the good things. Plus, we're going to have the artist crawl coming up, which is always fun. It's like, it's more of now a house, you basically check out your neighbors. It's like, all right, this is a good idea, all right, what can I do? So now it's like, instead of saying it's an artist crawl, it's almost like a house tour. So we're looking forward to that. That's coming out this October. But that is it. So anyway, I want everybody here to give everybody that's coming out here a round of applause. Because remember, it takes courage to come up here. Yeah. It takes courage to sing. It takes courage to do comedy, bad or good. And everybody give a round of applause. People in front, give a round of applause to the people that are going to be coming up front. People in the bar, please give a future round of applause, even though you'll be listening on the other side. Come on, bar people. Give the people some applause at the beginning. All right, thank you, bar people. All right, everybody have a lovely evening. Bye.
All right, speaking of a round of applause, let's have one for Evan Brosowsky. Thanks, Evan. Thanks for taking the bullet and starting the show for us. All right, come